about 1,000 adenylate cyclase molecules. Adenylate cyclase, each adenylate cyclase activates about 1,000 cyclic AMPs, or we could say converts about 1,000 ATPs into cyclic AMPs. The cyclic AMP binds to and opens, or it could close depending on which sensation we're smelling. There's a complex signaling pathway since these are tonic receptors, but we'll just go with this for now. Simple. Let's keep it simple. You guys can make it more complex as you go up through your processes. Okay, but the cyclic AMP binds to and opens ion channels. This will, sorry, it's hard to write at the bottom of the board. Let me pull up a chair because it just is. It's very awkward. This will alter the resting membrane potential of the neuron and signal, or send a signal into the olfactory nerve. So you can see those 6 steps played out here, okay? Odorant binds to an odorant binding protein and activates it. The odorant binding protein, once activated, begins activating adenylate cyclase. Adenylate cyclase converts ATP into cyclic AMP. Cyclic AMP binds to ion channels and opens them. And that alters the resting membrane potential and sends a signal into the olfactory nerve. That process is kind of important for you to understand. And there's a reason why it will be important in the future. I just don't have time to explain it now. Okay? So, now that's going to conclude our sentence. Well, let me see. It asks at the bottom of page 8, why do we have such a complex signaling pathway? I told you for amplification. I don't need to inhale a whole bunch of a toxic compound to determine that. It could kill me before I even am able to detect it. I just need to be able to smell a little tiny bit of something to activate the olfactory pathway. This is how animals find mates and food from far away. This is how a male deer can smell deer scent on a tree and come looking for the other male to run him off from his area. So it's really important for survival that we have a very sensitive olfactory epithelium. One of the reasons the olfactory pathway signals emotions and memory is it's wired through our limbic system. So if you remember in the brain, near the thalamus, there's the fornix that comes over and arches over. And there's a little structure here. As the fornix splits, it splits into 2 structures called the hippocampus and an amygdala. And the hippocampus is where we store memories, and the amygdala causes us to have some instinctive emotional reactions to things. Anger, fear, curiosity. And so when we smell something, it gets wired through that limbic system and triggers memory and emotion. So for example, if you put a lot of deer corn out, but every time a deer comes near you, you shoot at it or throw rocks, it's going to know that's a dangerous thing. When I smell the corn from this area, I want to remember that and avoid it so I can survive. Or if they smell a female that's in heat, they can go and mate and they can remember this is where those females are. So they have this strong sense of memory and emotion. Emotions and memories are linked so that they can find mates, find food, remember pleasing or dangerous locations and situations. We do this as human beings as well. Olfactory sensitivity decreases as we age because as the olfactory receptors die, the cells that are dividing can divide less rapidly over time. So after the ages of somewhere between 45 and 60, the sense of smell becomes less sensitive or less strong because we lose receptors and we don't replace them as fast through neuronal replacement. And I asked you, it says what are the functions of olfactory mucus? We've already listed those. So we've covered all the way up to page 9 in the notes set. I know this was kind of lengthy, but I like to take my time to explain things. Rather than just list what you should memorize, I want you to understand it. So I hope you learned something. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And I hope to see you on the flip side of the next video. Thanks for watching.